Hey guys, welcome back. Boltfighter here, and I'm with a little update before the video starts. Now, I have no clue what I'm going to be recording because I have Crash Bandicoot, and I'm trying to think of what other series I have, but today is going to be a deck profile on my Lightsworns that I've been testing, and the deck's actually pretty nuts. If you get the good RNG, which online I have amazing RNG. So let's get right into it. First off, we have our two Judgment Dragons that people are saying, oh, you should run 30, but I decided I'm going to play two because I don't want to see it too much. Then we have the two Cast Dragon Levineers because it's an extender and a combo piece at the same time. Then we have three Wolf Lightsworn Beast, which is one of the best cards in the deck because when it's milled, you summon it from the graveyard. Then we have two Raiden. This card sends the top two cards of your deck, so you could potentially get into your Wolf or Felice. Then we have one Lila Twilight Sworn Enchantress. She's there just for the name. Same for Lila Lightsworn Sorceress, but sorcerer, but Lila normal pops a spell or trap card, while Twilight Sworn Lila destroys a face-up spell and trap card. Then we have two Felice. This card is only good when it's sent off of monster effects via like Raiden, Minerva, and also Little Minerva. And it's also a tribute to pop a card and then send top three, so you could technically get a Felice off of Felice. And also it's a tuner, which is pretty good. Same thing with Raiden. Then we have Lumina Twilight Sworn Shaman. This card is amazing paired with Chaos Dragon because you could just banish one card, summon out what you banished. Usually it's the other Lumina, and then you just extend more. Sometimes I can get up to 7 normal Luminas and 3 Twilight Luminas in one entire game. In one turn, actually. Then we have the triple Minerva because this card is the best card to mill. Then we have Plague Spreader. It doesn't matter if you summon it off of Hellcat Bricks or Plague Spreader. It's still a great card. And it puts back your bricks like Felice and Wolf and Galaxy Cyclone back to the top of the deck. Then we have 3 Solar Recharges. Discard 1 Lightsworn, draw 2, then send top 2. This pairs very well with Minerva or any other name, but this is the card that you want to primarily get to send off of the card from the send of the top 2. Then we have 3 Galaxy Cyclone. People were like, oh, you should try Lightning Storm, but most of the time, all my spells go to grave. So this is a card that stays there. And then we have 2 March of the Dark Brigade. This card is pretty good because it adds a Lightsworn in your graveyard that has a level back to your hand. Then you banish the top cards of your deck. So most of the time, I either get the either Lumina or my Raiden back to my hand. Then we have the one Upstart, 1 card Destruction because I didn't know what else to put in the deck. Then we have the 1 Foolish Barrel and the 1 Monster Reborn. Then we have the search card of the deck, 3 Charge the Light Brigade. Sends the top 3 cards of your deck to the graveyard, adds 1 level 4 lower Lightsworn monster from your deck to your hand. Then we have 1 Imperial Order, just because it's a good card. Now for the extra deck, we have a Boral Savage Dragon. This card is very good in the combo with an FA Dawn Dragster, if I could speak. And so far, I'm really happy with these two because they're actually pretty good. Now, I created a combo tree in this deck that utilizes Older Entity Cthulhu, along with Metal Marcher summoning out a level 4 tuner, which are your Felices and your Raidens. So you can go into Minerva and get a draw 1, but if you don't like the draw, you just put it back with the Plague Spreader or put a Lightsworn back into the top of the deck. Then we have 1 Hope Harbinger, the Minerva Exalted Lightsworn, Dagosta Emerald, and Levy the Sea Dragon. Next for the links, we have the Saryuja Skuldred because this is a essential combo piece for digging into your deck and putting things like Felice and Wolf back into the deck. Then we have the 1 Apollousa Bowl over the Goddess, the 2 Selene because Spellcaster, the deck. Your deck has a lot of spellcasters that it can utilize, and most of the time you can, if you want, you can extend into more than 2 of these if you shuffle it back with Dagosta Emerald. Then we have Nightmare Phoenix, 1 Hellcat Bricks, and 1 Link Cross. Now, I'm going to... This was me testing out the combo against a friend, and he really didn't have any outs for me. So, as you can see, I do Lumina, target the Raiden, affect a Raiden, sending the top 2 cards. Don't get anything, but that's fine. Hellcat Rex, and also I have a Monster Reborn with Chaos Dragon in hand with a Plague Spreader just in case. So this is where you go up into Metal Marcher. Metal Marcher summons out the Raiden, and this is where we go into the Cthulhu. Then what happens is Minerva gets the draw effect, and it's a Charger Light Brigade, so I put the Plague back to the top of the deck, and Minerva mills 3 cards, so I could get... So, if you guys don't know the other effect of Minerva, but, if you mill cards, you get to actually draw cards for each Lightsworn that was milled, and I think at the time it was 1 Lightsworn, or 2 Lightsworn, so I just do Charge a Light Brigade, Wolf gets summoned, Chaos Dragon, brings back the Lumina, then I link for 4 for Yugioh, I draw the 4 cards, pretty good draws, activate Solar Recharge again, Wolf effect, summon out, Monster Reborn, out the Lumina, effect of the Lumina, banish the Raiden, summon the Raiden, and this is where we get into our first negate of a Warl Savage Dragon. Then I go for Lila effect to summon out Raiden again, and this is Shaman's effect of milling the top 4. Sadly, I didn't have enough room for the Fleece to summon out, but that's absolutely fine. And summon out the Plague, go into Selene, effect of Selene. That summons... And now, I forgot to do the effect of Selene to revive Spellcaster. That's absolutely fine because it was going to just go into an Appaloosa. He activates the Hope... Summoned out Pinkertop's attacks until Hope Harbinger activates. Then I activate Boral Savage. He goes Lightning Storm. I go Dawn Dragster. He T-sets and passes. I draw. And then Galaxy Cyclone on accident. I'm like, Halka-Fibrex. Activate Lila to destroy his face down. And then I just negate that card again. And Lila mills. I get the Felice. Then this is where Emerald gets to pop out. And then I shuffle back 3 of my big boss monsters. And I draw into the Judgment Dragon. But I do summon out the Shaman to go into another Selene. And I use Shaman to summon out Lumina, using Selene to summon out the Minerva, to summon out the Shaman again, link off for Appaloosa, effect the Shaman, summon out the Raiden, which is fine, Minerva. Luckily with this deck, you don't deck out, and this is just fully game. And I do have another replay for you guys, which is when I was just doing test hands, and this was the test hand. Now, back then, Lightsworn players would be jealous of this hand. Well, let's see what happens with the hand. I go Charger Light Brigade. This luck of me sending a Wolf, a Lumina, and a Fleece, but sadly the Fleece doesn't trigger, but Wolf does, so we summon out the Wolf. Activate the other Charger Light Brigade. We search out the Minerva, but we send our Twilight Sworn, a Chaos Dragon, and a Minerva. Minerva sends a Raiden, that's fine. We Solar Recharge off the Minerva, we Solar Recharge off the Lumina, then we get into full combo. Like, most of our deck is already gone. And as you can see, I hard drew into the Imperial Order, and this is kind of the same combo tree, where we do all this. I Plague Spreader the Fleece back to summon out the Plague Spreader, effect the Minerva, and I draw 3 cards. And then I get both of these summoned to get out the Boral Savage, and then I equips out the Halka-Fibrex. Now, I needed to extend, so I Monster Reborn the Lumina. Lumina summons out the other Lumina. We go into Yugioh, and we find a March of the Dark Brigade to add back our Minerva, banishing top 3, and luckily we did banish a Wolf. So now, this is where we go into Leviair, effect of the Leviair. Actually, Lumina summons out the lovely Fleece. And then we go into Dogdraster, Leviair summons out the Wolf, Yugioh, blah, blah, blah. We go into Nightmare Phoenix, which is fine. Then we summon out both of the Judgment Dragons, go for Hope Harbinger, set the Imperial Order, and if I only had one more card, this would have been the full combo with an Appaloosa on the field. And I do have an image of this board, and this is what a approximate end board is. Now the Imperial Order would be set, but overall this is the likely end board that I want to achieve if I can. And overall, this was a very, very good one. And I think this is one of them when, yeah, this is when he had Nibiru. And legit, the deck cannot function after Nibiru hits, so I'm trying to figure out a way to summon out a negate first, then do the full combo, but that's going to be a little hard because if you look, I go link cross, he goes Nibiru, resolves, and I just quit because you can't do anything. But anyways, hopefully you guys did like this Lightsworn replay video, as I really don't know what to record right now, so put suggestions down in the description below. But anyways, I've been Bolt Spider. See you guys in the next video, and goodbye.